You look at the registered voters. Zero. There's zero. Why don't you look at the registered voters? Zero.
All right. I'm just waiting for the network to get to the commercial break part. I don't know when that's going to happen. Seems that the clocks are off a little bit.
Make it Frequency Radio.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. Welcome indeed as we dive into our Saturday night show. And we've got a lot of things going on tonight, of course. As always, we'll do the news. We'll do the Discord question of the week. Then we're going to get into some investigating. As you can see, I've got things set up. There's a couple balls behind me, a couple balls over on the table. There's just a lot going on here. We got the ghost radar cooking as well. Now, if you tuned in last night, had kind of a weird situation going on. For the longest time, I've been running this ghost radar, and I've always said, you know, it may detect the EM fluctuations, and that may be indicative of spirit, but it also has a built-in word database that sometimes spits out words. And I was like, well, generally they seem like garbage words. It's just never really did anything relevant. Yesterday, I was proven wrong because three responses came through, and a fourth one after I got done with the show. There was, I can't remember everything it said, but I was going to take a commercial break yesterday. So I hit the commercial break. Just before I hit it, it said zipper. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. It spit out zipper when I'm talking about going to the bathroom. I didn't think much of that. Well, I did think a lot of that, actually. And it spit out two other responses that were really, really relevant to what I was talking about. And I was like, God, that's really shocking to me because usually it's just a bunch of nonsense. It'll be like, eggplant or something just non-related and just a random word. But last night it spit out three. And then I got done with the show and I was watching a video segment that I've been editing and it said play. And I realized I forgot to shut it off. I'm like, yeah, I am playing. So we're going to do some more of that tonight. So the ghost radar's going. The cat balls are over there. The K2 meters over on that table that way. Well, it's actually on your screen that way, but that's opposite. It's actually over there. As well as the two cat balls set up behind me here. Let me just trigger those so you can see them going. That's where they are. If they go off, then it could be indicative of something visiting, or the ones on the table. If they go off, likewise, could be. I don't know what it takes for a spirit to trigger those, whether it's a little bit of motion or if just by virtue of them touching them, they go off, or they are sealed little balls. So I can't imagine it's real atmospheric like a lot of electronics. They are kind of self-contained little units. So you got me. I don't know, but I know they've become real popular in the ghost research, paranormal research fields, because they do seem to be a trigger object of sorts. So I don't know. Well, I'm not saying any of them going off is definitely means there's any spiritual presences here, but we'll just dig into it and see it. Good to see all you guys piling in. Great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for being a part of the Paranormal Portal, and especially for spending part of your weekend with me. That just means the world. And I hope I do a good job keeping you entertained and making it worth your while. If not, I apologize. I guess I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I just do the best I can. So hopefully it's good enough. So without further ado, I do have to mention, because the time is growing short, folks, and it won't be long, and it'll be June 17th. And if it is June 17th, then the Spokane Valley Sasquatch Roundup will be happening, and hope you'll be there, and as many of you as it can be will be there with me. I'll be emceeing the event. Sheldon will be there. Don will be there. I'll be there, and so will all of these gentlemen that are pictured on the screen. And I mean Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Cliff Barrickman, Ken Gerhard, Michael Freeman, Michael Thompson, and Charles Johnson. And so it's just going to be a great time. And if you're so inclined, and if tickets are still available, I haven't gotten any updates on it, so I don't know. But there is a VIP dinner that follows. And so if you want to sit down and have dinner with all of these gentlemen and myself and Don and Sheldon included, then by God, come over here. This will be happening in Spokane Valley, Washington State, at the Spokane Valley Event Center. And if you're looking for more information or you're interested in attending, then by all means check out www.exnorthwest.com. And that, of course, is an organization. It's Extreme Expeditions Northwest, LLC. That's championed by our good friend, Mr. Stephen Majors. And he's putting all this on. So I know that I've attended several of his functions. I've been invited to several of them, and I've been really, really blown away by, his attention to detail and how well he pulls these things together. So this is going to be an epic event. I hope you guys join. There's my good friend Charles. He and I have investigated together. It's going to be on one of the upcoming videos that you guys will be seeing from the investigative series, from the Davenport Hotel. I'm actually working with them now to put together a couple more investigations, so hopefully we'll get out there again and get more material to work with for future videos, but it's going to be epic, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, again, this is the lineup, and hope to see you guys there. Again, this is June 17th from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The VIP dinner is 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., so if you can make it, if you happen to be in the area or can be in the area, I'd love to see you, and love to have a chance to meet you, of course. A lot of you guys are out there and have been with me for years, and I've never laid eyes on you. I've never had a chance to shake your hands or give you a hug or whatever, So it'll be an awesome opportunity if that's possible. So that'll be coming up, and if you can be there, please do. Love to have a chance to say hello. So I guess it's probably a good time to get to some news. How long is the show tonight? It's 2 hours. Every time I do a live stream, they're 2 hours. So we got 2 full hours of stuff to get to, and enough of my gum running. I guess we should get to it. Is that a hint? Is that like, move along? Come on, move along. All right. No, I'm just kidding. I know you're not ribbing me or anything or elbowing me in the ribs to hurry up. But let's get to some news and find out what I've curated for your interest tonight. Okay. I think. Hold on, Grace. I'll talk to you in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal News Desk. I'm your anchor, Brent Thomas, and I'm here all night, by God. And I'll put the ghost balls and stuff and the K2 meter up on screen. The other Well, they're cat balls, but anyway, I think ghost balls. This sounds better. Other than I'm sitting around here playing with cat balls, that just sounds all wrong. Grace, if you try, I think Our Friends is a discount code that should work. If not, let me know, and I'll email Don and see what's up with that. But yeah, I think Our Friends is the current code. There's others that should be flashing on the screen on the top as you open the site, but let me know, please, because I definitely want you to get the best deal possible. All right, so welcome to the news desk. After I take a drink to wet my whistle, we'll dive right into it here. I've got some news articles up, just a few tonight. As it's Saturday, it's real light on the news because we've covered most of it on Wednesday and Friday nights, but this is the first news story of the night. And let's get to it. This is coming from unexplained-mysteries.com. And we hope to have you support this site, please. They do a marvelous job. And I've just been a big fan of the site. This is coming from the world of the bizarre. And this is a pretty funny title. I haven't read the story yet, so I'm going to read it with you. But from the world of the bizarre section, ferocious feral beast terrifying Florida residents turns out to be a cat. They put this little cute kitten picture in there. That's a little condescending because if people are afraid, they don't want to, see this little kitten picture like, it was just a cat. Bunch of fools. I mean, if people are afraid, they're afraid. So I hope that they were more politically gentle with them or in breaking the news that it was just a cat. But anyway, let's see what the story is. The animal, which had sent 2 people to the emergency room in Suwannee County, was not quite what it seemed. Dangerous wild animals on the loose are certainly no laughing matter in Florida, a state frequented by all manner of escaped beasts, including large exotic cats such as panthers, lions, and tigers. Good God, they got lions and tigers running around there? When a large feline was recently reported to be attacking people in Suwannee County, therefore, local authorities were keen to catch the animal responsible before it had a chance to send anyone to the hospital. During 2 separate incidents, residents exercising and walking on 174th Street were attacked by a feral cat. Both residents received injuries serious enough that they had to seek medical treatment at local hospitals, Sheriff Sam St. John wrote on Facebook. Upon investigating, however, it turned out that the beast wasn't a large exotic feline at all, but a domestic cat with some serious anger management issues. As things stand, the cat is still on the loose, although local officials are reportedly confident they'll be able to capture it in the near future. In the meantime, residents are advised to steer clear if they happen to come across it. Yeah, I don't think anybody's gone out of their way to meet this cat, unless they're like, oh, kitty. And then it just charges at them. I don't know. I will say this, that having gone to the pet shelter around here quite a few times when we were looking for a little white one, Pikachu, there was some cats there that were domestic cats that were huge. They were like, there was this one black cat, and they called him, I think, Samson. And he was literally the size of a beagle. And this is a domestic black cat. I love that cat. I wanted to get him so bad, but Mrs. Portal was more intent on getting something much younger. So we got us a little Pikachu, which is, he's a wonderful pet, and we love him. And he's part of the family now. But some cats can get absolutely enormous, much larger than I would have considered. But I guess maybe that's what people are seeing. Maybe this is a really large-sized domestic cat. But whatever the case is, apparently it's just a cat. I don't know how they came to this conclusion based on the fact that they haven't trapped anything. But it could also be them trying to, persuade the public just to not be afraid. I don't know. It could be a psychological game, but maybe it's just a house cat. I don't know. Anyway, time will tell. Let's see what's next. Watch out for those kitties. Maybe you should bring a cat ball with you. Maybe that would be the big difference. You bring a cat ball, roll it out, and he'll play with that and leave you all alone. All right, next up, the second of 4 articles that we're going to read tonight. This is the last one from unexplained-mysteries.com. This one is coming from Archaeology and History. I don't know how big this article is. I suppose I should. Oh, I hit the ad. That's what that noise was. I was like, what is that? Okay, this is regular sized. This is kind of a good news, I guess, because of a long history of a lot of wrongful persecutions and cruelty. And I realize it's a little too late, but at least it's better late than never. And what I'm talking about is Connecticut witches have been exonerated after 370 years later. Over 370 years later. So I guess they've decided that maybe they weren't all evil witches after all. Lawmakers in the state have voted to exonerate a dozen individuals who were convicted of witchcraft hundreds of years ago. I'm sure that that's important and all, but I'm sure there's probably more pressing matters they should look into than this. But again, at least it's something. Being convicted of witchcraft in colonial America was no trivial matter. Not only were you unlikely to be given a fair or objective trial, but the punishment for being found guilty typically involved being put to death, usually at the end of a rope. While it's obviously too late for those who were executed, the descendants of these convicted witches have long campaigned lawmakers in the United States to exonerate their ancestors. Now, thanks to the tireless efforts of the, Connecticut Witch Trial Exoneration Project, officials in Connecticut have this month voted 33-1. There was one abstainer. Somebody voted no, they're guilty. Even today, to exonerate 12 individuals who had been wrongly convicted of witchcraft in the state. The one vote against came from Senator Rob Sampson, who argued that it was wrong to dictate what was right or wrong about periods in the past that we have no knowledge of. Well, I'm pretty sure we can be pretty confident that they weren't given fair trials. I think that's a good start. I don't want to see bills that rightfully or wrongfully attempt to paint America as a bad place with a bad history. You might be a little sensitive there, brother. I want us to focus on what we're doing, which is brighter and better future. I'll give them that. I think that while this is good in a sense, is it the most pressing issue on the board? Probably not. The advocacy group, meanwhile, was pleased with the results of the vote. We're grateful to descendants, advocates, historians, legislators, and of both parties, and many others who made this official resolution possible, they said. We will continue to advocate for historical education and memorialization of the witch trial victims. Well, that part is good. Yeah. So there you go. At least 300, several, I don't know, how many was it again? A dozen individuals were exonerated. So that's good. Maybe that's enough to give them closure and rest. I don't know if they were, I imagine I would be a little unsettled as a spirit if I was wrongfully convicted and put to death over something I didn't do. But hopefully that's a good thing. I don't know. I mean, what the hell do I know? Anyway, let's go to the next one. And this one is actually coming from, once again, thanks to Rachel for sending me this site, because it continues to be a gift that keeps on giving. And this is a story that I saw, when I pulled up this article, probably 5 days ago, but I've seen that Sasquatch Chronicles also posted it since. And I think it's a good one. It's actually really kind of concerning. If you're out in the ocean, be careful, because according to Sky News, killer whales deliberately hitting boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal. Yikes. I mean, what are they doing then? Are they just, hey, we got another one, cool. Is it like the real version of Battleship? At least 60 incidents of orcas interacting with boats have been reported off the southwestern tip of Europe this year. Scientists believe young whales might be imitating the behavior of one traumatized orca. Ooh. Researchers believe killer whales are deliberately hitting boats, causing them to sink. Following a string of incidents off the southwestern tip of Europe, scientists believe younger orcas, we already read this, why are they repeating that? The whale, known as White Gladys, is thought to have been traumatized following a collision with a boat or being trapped in fishing nets. That traumatized orca is the one that started this behavior of physical contact with the boat. said Alfredo Lopez Fernandez, a biologist at the University of Aveiro in Portugal, who has co-authored a study on the mammal's behavior. He told Live Science the behavior was defensive based on trauma and was being imitated by other whales. 3 orcas reportedly attacked the rudder and the side of a sailing yacht off the coast of Spain on the 4th of May. The Coast Guard rescued all of the people aboard, but the boat eventually sank. Its skipper, Werner Schaufelberger, told German publication Yacht Magazine that the 2 smaller whales appeared to copy the technique of the larger one by slamming into the boat. Yeesh, that's creepy as hell. Just 2 days earlier, 6 orcas rammed the hull of another yacht in the Strait of Gibraltar. It followed a similar reported incident in November off the coast of Portugal, where another vessel sank after its hull was cracked after being hit. There have been at least 60 reported incidents between orcas and boats off the Iberian coast already this year, according to data from GT Orca Atlantica Working Group. Reports of incidents began in 2020, leading Portugal's National Maritime Agency to issue a statement warning sailors of the mammal's curious behavior. It said orcas may be attracted to rudders and propellers, and warned sailors to switch off boat engines if the whales approach. Yeah, because that'll even be more trauma if they're sliced a bunch by a spinning propeller. That'll be just double jeopardy there, I think. But that's got to be terrifying, because I was watching a video recently of this boat cruising along, and it's kicking up a pretty good wake behind it. It's a really good-sized boat. And off one side, this killer whale comes up and breaches right on the wake and dives down right at the back end of the boat. And you're like, wow, that's really a big animal. But then he pans over to the other side, and one about twice as big jumps out over there. And it's like, jeez. I mean, that thing is about as big as the boat. It's crazy. And I you seen the way they flip the seals around like footballs. I'm sure that they would make quick work of a fiberglass hull in a hurry. But anyway, if you're out in the Straits of Gibraltar, be careful. You've been warned. All right, let's go to the last story tonight from our news fest and just see what the hell I pulled up for you. I don't even remember now. Oh, yeah, this one's kind of interesting. It's a brand new one. I just pulled it up, and I think anybody that's had a library card has probably misplaced or forgotten about returning a book on time, and you kind of... you overlook it. Sometimes there's fines or penalties involved, but, it's kind of a common thing. Well, this one might be the record. This is from Sky News, and this says, book returned to library almost 100 years late. Oh, I'd hate to pay that fine. The book, A History of the United States, was due back in the California Library on the 21st of February, 1927, but a mystery man handed it into the library a few days ago to the bemusement of its staff. Well, I guess they weren't going to throw him in jail or nothing. It was published in 1881. Wow, that's an old one. It says it was on loan from the St. Helena Public Library in California with a return date of February 21st, 1927. However, it was handed back only a few days ago, making it 96 years overdue. The man who returned the book to the front desk shared no details of himself before leaving. He's like, yeah, I found this. Here you go. And he ditched. He's like, he's not paying that. However, he owed no money to the library, as it has not used fines since 2019, according to library director Chris Crichton. Had the fine stood, the man would have had to pay $1,756 following the library's old nickel-a-day penalty. Inside, the library's original note remains intact, pertinently saying, this book may be kept for 2 weeks, and injuries to books and to books lost must be paid for. Library staff now hope to trace down the man and learn how he came across the book. St. Helena Public Library posted the surprising story on its Instagram page. The book has tattered pages and a bruised front cover, is displayed in a glass case to prevent further damage. Miss Crichton told the St. Helena Star newspaper it would be cool to put it on display someday, but We haven't figured out how to do that. Library staff believe the book to be one of the original 540 volumes available when the Free Public Library building was inaugurated back in 1892. Wow, and there's a picture of it right there for those of you that are looking on YouTube. If you're just listening to me on TFR, you can't quite see it, but it's an old book. It looks like it's really just a bunch of pages that are barely held together, it looks like. But I guess for a 100-year-old book that maybe sat in some warehouse or storeroom or something, that kind of makes sense. Whatever the case, it's been returned. Everybody can rest easy. So there you go, folks. This has been a presentation of the Paranormal Portal News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let's get back to the rest of the show. The most trusted news, folks. We got that going for us. All right, so we are back with the rest of the show here. Did I miss anything in the chat? Sorry, guys. I'm usually books like this usually come from an estate sale. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it probably was something like that, but it wasn't the estates to sell. That's all I'm saying. Belonged to the library or library. Here you go. Had to get a drink. Yeah, I'm kind of a jerk. Sorry about that. If you're one of those people that really gets annoyed by the snapping of plastic bottles as I suck their contents out, I do apologize. However, if I don't drink, I might die. You never know. So rather than test fate, I'll just take sips here and there, really obnoxiously, maybe, but it's tongue in cheek. We're just here to have a good time. We don't take ourselves real seriously here on the portal because, well, obviously, it's kind of a serious show sometimes, but not often. We like to have a good time with all this. The subject matter is always serious, but the actual show itself is delivered with a laugh, hopefully. Hopefully you're laughing with me, not at me, because that would hurt my feelings, and that wouldn't be good for anybody. So next up, folks, we are going to go to a newer segment, but one that I'm just really pleased with how this has turned out for the show, because it gives a lot of you, those of you that are in the Discord. Oh, I missed a presence apparently. See the jagged lines on your screen right here? Those are indicating some kind of EM fluctuation. So, but it didn't spit out a word. Oh, before the show, it spit out comfortable because I was sitting here adjusting in my chair, and suddenly it said comfortable. So it seems to be kind of surprisingly accurate for the last day and a half anyway. So we'll see. I always laugh with you and never laugh at you. Well, thank you, Trount. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I just don't know what the hell to do with it. Trount. Maybe it's Trount. I'll call you Tront. I hope that's okay. All right. I have a confession. I stole a book a long time ago from the library. Oh, really? Well, I got a confession too, because I used to go to the comic section and just stuff comics into my duffel bag. I have these stacks of comics at home that had the little tape binder on it with the library number on it. I was not... I don't know. I can't be proud of that now, but in full disclosure, you're in good company. That's right. I was pretty geeky. I'm still pretty geeky, really. I mean, I look at my shirt. Are you serious? Star Trek. Come on. I got geek dripping all over me. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it sounded funny. Or Jane Windwalker. Me too, Brent. There you go. Yep, kindred spirits, all of us. Eliza Gilner. They are old school primers. I don't know what that's in reference to, but anyway, I never knew that. Oh, I didn't tell you, Mom. That's the whole idea. You keep that stuff kind of on the down low. Actually, I kept those comics over at Grandma's. That's why you didn't know. Here I am laughing about it. Yeah. Oh, well. I am busted. My mom is here. So it's not the way she raised me, just for the record. But still, nobody can be perfect. All right. So let's get to this segment of the show that I so love and adore, giving you guys a voice to let me know what you think of this paranormal stuff that we talk about on the show. All right. It's time for... All right, here we are, Discord question of the week time. Let me turn that off. There we go. So now if I switch back to this page, it won't go off. Geeky Gardens, I will accept you as Geeky, Brent, and I think I have the authority. I think you do, Geeky Gardens, since that's your name. I'm honored to be among the fellowship of the geeks. So there you go. I think, geek is good. Geek is good. Let's get to the Discord question of the week. For those of you that may be not as familiar with all of this, the Discord question of the week is our segment where we talk about, I pose a question before every live show about some paranormal topic, something that we've covered on the shows or from time to time. And we've covered everything. I don't know of anything in the paranormal world where we've never talked about. I'm sure there's something here or there, but for the most part, I've been at this for 7 years, and for many years, I did shows 7 days a week. So we've covered a lot of ground, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I am saying, look, I've done a little bit of mileage here. I've done some mileage. So let's get to tonight's question, and here on the screen is our Discord community right in this window. Let's see over here. You see all the members. Some of them offline, some of them online. If we scroll up, there's a lot of people that are in this group, and some of them are very active and others are less active. But anyway, this over here is the different threads of conversation that you can get involved with if you so choose. And that's always a possibility. Let me cough for a second. All right. Thank you for your indulgence there. But tonight's question of the week, Saturday show. Similar. Is it similar to another one? Maybe. I kind of wondered that actually. I was typing is like, the problem with questions of the week is I'm asking myself, have I asked something like this or really similar before? And maybe I have, so I apologize. All right. So it may be similar, as the Ghost Radar says. They may be right. But anyway, we have always new members in here, and it's good to get your input if you hadn't had a chance before. Excuse me. I kind of swallowed wrong. Went down the wrong tube. So tonight's question of the week. There have been both legend and stories of small diminutive people that live within the world. These people are normally regarded as about 1 to 2 feet tall and closely resemble the statues depicting garden gnomes, among several other descriptions. Even some are described as looking very much like traditional Native Americans, but much smaller. Do you think these strange beings still exist in our world? Or do you think these people are a presence from a long distant past and have now died out? Or do you believe these were never real at all and are just relics of folklore or legend? And so here's the thing. We've had a wonderful guest on the show a few times. Her name is Robin Moonshadow, and she does research on this stuff. And she still gets stories of encounters sent to her to this day. She has people reaching out to her saying, hey, you won't believe what I saw. And she's been on the show. I would encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes. They're in the archives. But they're very interesting because apparently there may still very well be out there. Brown Dwarf says, with the name Brown Dwarf, you asking me, Brent? Yes, they still do exist, in my opinion. That's funny. Guy's name is Brown Dwarf. Of course he believes in them. Shepherdess comes in next saying, I don't have anything interesting to say, but I always find these encounters so strange. I feel like these must be in the Same wavelength as other cryptids. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Sometimes they seem physical, sometimes not, etc. I'll be interested in seeing others' thoughts. Yeah, I agree. I mean, sometimes it is a little bit curious because, well, are they physical or are they non-physical or are they both? And that's a great question. ZX81V2 comes in saying the small people are known about all over the world in many cultures. A lot of the places these folks live are usually well away from humans. There are still plenty of places in the UK you could never be seen in, and that's just the UK. Small gives advantage. Even ever find a small folk, leave them a gift. How to make a leprechaun happy? Give it coins for its pot. Yeah. I mean, those are great old legends, but I mean, come on. I mean, if somebody started leaving you gifts, you'd probably be pretty happy about it. So I can imagine that's probably true universally so. Chucky Danger weighs in next saying, I do believe that the little folk exist. My grandma told me a story of a time where she was working in her garden and heard this evil sounding laughter. She looked up from her weeding and saw 2 leprechauns running towards the garden shed. I've always regarded this story as my grandma is a no-nonsense woman. I think these sightings are rather rare compared to other cryptids. I would agree. Get a little bit bigger to the hobbit size of creature, and I think there's quite a bit of evidence for their existence. Fossil record evidence for Homo floresiensis is established, but locals still talk of encounters, and the same goes for the orang pendek. No matter how cheesy, I still look for a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's really cool, and I agree. I think that people are definitely seeing something that's very much there. Is it always a part of our world or is it not? I don't know. But I will say, I have a very, very strange experience dealing with rainbows. And quite honestly, Don was with me. We were driving to, I haven't talked about this in years on the show, but we were driving to a talk in the region where a friend of ours, well, we hadn't met yet, but we were going to meet this person, was giving a talk on Bigfoot. And so on the drive back, there was these thunderstorms kind of coming through, and it was rainy, sunny, just these small little thunderstorms rolling through. And we're driving along, and there's a rainbow, and the rainbow's ending on the road in front of us. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. That's really pretty. And didn't think about taking a picture or anything. It's one of those things. But I was amazed that as we continued driving, including around curves and stuff, that rainbow didn't move. It didn't. Usually rainbows are refracted light, like they're refracted. And so based upon your position, you'll never actually get to the end of a rainbow. However, as we drove, I realized that rainbow's not moving. Now, thank God I wasn't alone, because that sounds like a fantastical thing. Don was seeing the same thing. We drove through a rainbow. And when you're in it, I mean, it was really quick. We're going about 65 miles an hour. And when you're driving through it, it was just kind of a quick, like, boom. But I'm here to tell you, those colors passed through the car, like passed right around us. It didn't change position based on, the angle of light or whatever. It was just like it was there, and we drove right through it. And once we got through it, it was behind us. So no pot of gold, though. I will say that. Apparently, the leprechauns don't leave them in the middle of a highway. But true story. So I'm with you. I think I witnessed something that day that really still doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what exactly I witnessed, but I know that it's very bizarre. It just didn't make sense to me. It still doesn't really make sense to me, but I know it was an extraordinary event. So take it or leave it. It was a personal experience, but it was a shared personal experience because Don shared it as well. He can speak to it. He knows he was there. Should have checked the other side. Yeah, maybe I didn't know what to do with it. I was like one of those things like, man, that thing's not moving. We're going to drive right into that rainbow. That's really weird. I've never seen anything like this before. And then, boom, we went through it. The colors weren't really extraordinarily vibrant, but they were definitely there. We passed through the color band, and, it was like it wasn't like a little thin layer. It was like an area that we drove through, and then it was through. So cool story. Yeah, thank you, K-Love. But true story. I'd just like to reiterate that. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it meant. It was just, I didn't think it was possible up until that moment. It's like, wait a minute, we just drove through that. So Celtic Thorn Rose comes next. I absolutely believe they're real and are here with us today. I've had a fascination with leprechauns since childhood and always wished to meet one, and not for its gold either. Never blink or they will disappear. I know that one should not antagonize them or even try to get in their gold. In Scotland, I know leaving milk out for the brownie, a household hobgoblin, is a popular thing to do. Don't offend them or they will leave. The Celts believed the fairy folk was a serious business. It was amazing to me to learn that there were other wee folk all over, even though I should have realized they were. I'm drawn to them and am more interested in them than Bigfoot. While Bigfoot is cool, they can't compare, for me, to the little guys. Yeah. I think that's fascinating. And the reason I ask is because, of course, I love talking about many different topics, but I just wanted to get a feel for what you guys thought. Yes, I believe they do, says K-Love. Absolutely. And there are diminutive real people. I don't mean real like that the other things aren't real, but you know what I'm saying? Like normal Homo sapiens are sometimes pituitary issues or developmental issues. And she sent a link as well to a 20-year-old Iranian is confirmed as the world's shortest man. So, but that literally would be about the size for a lot of these things, if not many of them are even smaller. But, I think it's fascinating. James Jack comes in next and says, absolutely, I believe they're still hidden in the forest and underground, and probably in every continent, including the U.S. I've even heard stories of them in houses coming out of mirrors a lot of times wearing red hats and armed with little swords. Wow, they're showing up to get your lunch money. Somebody's leaving these emojis. 4-leaf clover from Chucky Danger and Mario. Cool. Rachel comes in next, says, I do believe they exist. I've posted a book in the Paranormal Library about the many different types of little people. There's probably different types that live on different continents, or there could be the same, just more secretive. I think they have had a presence that has been woven into our folklore, but with time, memory and stories only passed down to some descendants. I believe folklore or myth, it became folklore or myth, rather. I can only imagine what our world would be if the line of true stories about the little folk in the world weren't broken by war, famine, disasters, breaking families, generations apart. What amazing things we would now know that exist. But we live in a world where there's a fleeting glimpse for most. And for those who engage with the little folk, these witnesses are cautious about revealing their existence for the protection of themselves and of the little people. Yeah, exactly. The minute you would come out and say, hey, look, I can prove they're real, and show a picture or something, yeah, I mean, you'd have people coming out of the woodwork trying to get to where you are to see it for themselves. And that's one of the reasons I kind of hope that a lot of this stuff, and it sounds counterintuitive, but I kind of hope a lot of this stuff just remains a mystery, because we have a tendency to destroy what we love. And people can be extraordinarily selfish. I want to see one. Well, then God forbid, anybody stops you from seeing one. So I think that's the cautionary part of it. And you're right, Rachel. I think that if it were readily known and demonstrable, people would come out of the woodwork trying to get to where they are just to see one for themselves. And the same is true for a lot of this stuff that we talk about. It's a Mario next. He says, yes, I do think they do exist. They could be living in big trees, or like the cabin in the middle of the woods in Snow White, or just because we don't see them does not mean they don't exist. They could be nocturnal for all we know, and they could be one of the garden gnomes you bring home without even knowing. But one theory of mine is that they could be alien. I mean, I would not be surprised if there was a world full of gnomes. Okay, I'm going to share one of my theories. I know I've been sharing some now, but now I'm sharing some that I believe. They could be regular garden gnomes that are possessed by a spirit and want to live peacefully in a garden for their afterlife. Another theory is that they are goblins or trolls that are more civilized than some of the others in their species. And my theory that they are more civilized is that when they were in their first road of evolution, some of them split off from the others and maybe a new variant of their past selves. And thank you for reading my long answer. Today, I usually like to keep them short and simple, but today I have multiple theories about what is going on and have a good rest of your night, Brent. And I love you like a brother. Well, in a way, you are my brother because you're guiding me through the paranormal. And sorry if there's some grammar problems. I'm half asleep. I just woke up from a nap. Fantastic. Yeah. And you could be right. I don't even know. I think they're out there. Are they sometimes statues and sometimes real? God only knows. I mean, it's kind of the gargoyle thing, right? Gargoyles exist in the day as these statues, and then at night may come alive to some degree. I don't know. Very interesting, but thank you for sharing that. Again, there's no wrong answers. There's nothing can be proven or disproven. I will say on Sasquatch Chronicles a long time ago, I'm pretty sure it was Sasquatch Chronicles, Wes's show, and somebody was talking about seeing a little diminutive being, like very small, like 18 inches, 12 inches, 18 inches. And it saw him. It looked like a little old man. And it ran, and the guy chased and followed. And the thing ended up jumping into a barrel that was kind of parked or sitting next to some kind of telephone pole or electrical pole, a wooden one. And suddenly the barrel itself lifted off the ground and kind of shot away. So perhaps there is merit to this extraterrestrial idea for these things. Maybe they're one of the variety of things that visit our world. You just don't know. Batman comes in next. He says, I tend to be skeptical and lean on science, lean hard on science. However, there are a ridiculous amount of stories regarding gnomes and dwarves. Yes, I know they are different. And I thought throughout the ages, mostly in Europe and mountainous regions, as well as currently and in America. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Americas, there's many of them. There's Pukwudgies, gnomes. There's duende. There's any number of different races of what these things in there. The Cherokee Little People. They are apparently more bug looking. They look like they got their little cone like top hat, but they apparently have these bug eyes and weird faces, but they apparently are seen running through the forests from time to time. So the Cherokee were very adamant that there were two types of these little people they were familiar with. The ones that looked like the old men, they didn't like. They didn't think they were good at all. But the ones that looked like these bug-eyed ones were apparently very helpful. So I know there's an author out there that's written a book on it, and I don't remember her name, but she's on the East Coast, and she's done a lot of research and found apparently these hidden, these old tunnelways that were like maybe 3 foot high that all had like a cone-like ceiling in these tunnel systems. And apparently they're all over the East Coast, but allegedly there was some kind of graveyard of little people found ages ago, but was somehow covered up. So, I mean, take it or leave it. But I'm with you, Batman. I don't know either. Very, very interesting stuff. Batman also put a link in here. If any of you in our Discord community want to check it out, you sure can. Don't Mess with the Elves by Morgan Cutolo, Reader's Digest. What it's like in the town where they reroute to avoid the elves. I think that must be Iceland. Iceland. They're very, very much on board with the idea that these things exist. And to the point that they even have people that act as liaisons to the elves or the fairies or whatever. And they do reroute roads around them if they think they're in an area. So, I mean, they take it real seriously over there. But do you? Well, it's up to you. I'm not telling you that you should or shouldn't. But we'd love to have you join the Discord. I will tell you that there is a link to our Discord, permanent link to our Discord, and it's in the description below of this video. So if you want to check it out, if you're not already a member, please get to be a member. We'd love to have you over there. And love to hear your input on these topics. And again, there's so many discussion threads going on. There's general, Bigfoot, Dogman, ghost, UFO, extraterrestrial encounters, cryptids, even music, strange phenomena, paranormal library, and paranormal movies. And there's some voice chats. Never seen anybody use those, but they're there if you want to use voice channels. I don't think there's any special rules on them. There's also a tutorial session. If you're new to Discord and you want to learn how to use Discord, just follow that link, click, make your account, and then visit the Discord tutorials. You just literally click on one of these and it'll bring you to the discussion thread, and you can use your mouse wheel to scroll up and down and look at the different possibilities, but those are there. And then we have a Paranormal Portal marketplace, and in here is the link to our Teespring, as well as some jewelry that is presented by Love Rocks Company, which is David Barnes, his fiance, I think, or his wife. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's the second time I've done this, but I can never remember. This is the way my memory works. But she makes beautiful stuff. I'm wearing one of the necklaces right now, and that they sent me. I know you can't see it from here. I'm way far away from the camera, but it's a beautiful necklace, and it's really, really awesome stuff. As well as, I know that, this is a new one Opal Demetria put up. She's doing some AI art, and she had a triangle that was made in the Van Gogh type of background. So very cool. But also up here is shepherdesses. She makes rosaries, and they're just beautiful. So all this is available. And if any of you have wares or creations that you want to make available to some of our community, please post in here. We'd love to see it. There's even more. There's some more of the AI images and such. Some of them are just striking. Very, very beautiful. So check them out. This goes on and on and on and on. So we got a lot of things going on here in the Discord. Love to have you become a part of it. And Mario's saying hello to Terrence, who came in today. Terrence is a new member, so welcome, Terrence, officially to the portal. And he and I talked a little bit back and forth. So I'm in there here and there. I wish I could be in there more, but I'm just wearing a lot of hats and I'm going a lot of directions. But I do check in there and see what's going on. I do read your posts, and I post things in there myself from time to time. So I'd love to have you become a part of the Discord, folks. Thank you so much to those of you who are involved. And I guess that'll wrap up our question of the week segment. So let's get back to the rest of the show. All right, let me shut that off. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some investigating. We're going to see if we can talk to some spirits. And, of course, I mean the good kind. The bad ones are not welcome here. This is not a space for dark and negative things at all. Only
saw.
What did you say? It said saw. No sawing either. Not sure if that's what you mean by saw or if you saw something, but whatever the case, only positive, helpful, loving beings are able to be here. And we're going to see if we can get some kind of responses. I'm going to open up an app on my phone here. Is what I'm doing. I'm in airplane mode now, so if I don't see something, it's okay to send you what? Send you what? I don't know what you were doing there, Trout. Is it okay to send you? It's okay to send you what? So let me know. I don't see the rest of that. So I'm going to launch a different app that I've been using on the show. This will work in conjunction with the Ghost Radar. Maybe they'll talk more on the Ghost Radar. Maybe they'll talk here. Maybe what the ghost radar is saying is going to make more sense than what comes out here. I don't know. There's just no absolutes here. Again, the ghost balls are set up over on the table. The K2 meter, which is over here on that towel, is if it lights up more, it should indicate some kind of EM presence. And I put it next to the ghost balls as a possible detection. Sorry, my fingers slipped. I was saying, is it okay if I send you an idea for a question of the week? Oh, I'd love to get any ideas. Just send them directly to me. Just right click my name in the Discord and send me a message. That's great. Or you can email any questions. If those of you that are not involved in the Discord want to ask a question, by all means, send it to paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. I'd love to get your response because honestly, it gets a little hard sometimes to think up a new question. As odd as that sounds, there's like a gajillion things in the paranormal, but I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to be original. So I've started the Spirit Talker app. We're just going to let it scan and see. And this uses several factors to apparently create speech. So we'll see if anything comes through. And right now we're just reaching out to any of the presences that may be here that we're not able to see, but you're part of the show. So what would you like to share with us? Is there any words? I should do this. Turn on the sound so that in case it does talk, I can put it up to the microphone. You can hear it in real time. And we're just going to let it scan. Now, if there is any spirits here, they want to let us know you're here. You can touch those little balls over on the table over there, and they should light up. Or the two little balls that are behind me here on the stand behind me, those can be touched as well, and they will flash. They won't hurt you. So, what is...
Seps.
I don't even know what that means. S-E-P-S. Seps. Anybody know what seps means? I don't know. If somebody wants to Google that quick, I'd appreciate it. I don't got friends. I got family. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is you are a quarter of a mile away or halfway around the world. I love my family. I would love you too, brother. I mean, it's great to have you here. Thank you. This is about a community, you know, and honestly, I just do the shows and you guys show up and have created this family around these shows. Oh, Peter. How you doing, Peter? Is that your name? Is it okay if I call you Peter? Is there anything you'd like to say, Peter, that you'd like everyone to hear? This is your chance to talk. We imagine that you probably sit in silence most of the time, unheard. And so with these devices, hopefully we can make your voice heard and you can share any thoughts or things that are going on for you. Peter, how old were you? I don't mean to pile on a bunch of questions. That's the tough part, is the mind just starts reeling like, okay, what do I want to know? And likewise, if you guys have something you'd like to have asked, let me know. Seps is an African lizard with a body resembling that of a snake and a very short or non-existent legs. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that before. Seps. Okay. I guess it's kind of like a serpent. Okay. Well, no, you know, negative serpents aren't allowed either, just for the record. If you're a positive serpent, you're allowed. I'm going to probably get chastised here, but I don't know. You got to have fun with it. Librarian power. Absolutely. Let me close this too. Don't need that open. We're not doing the Discord no more. Okay. So we'll see if anything else comes out. It's been real quiet so far. I haven't had any balls flashing. Oh, never mind. It's flashing, folks. Huh? It's kind of exciting. Is that you? Oh, no.
A demon here.
Oh, no, you're not. Oh, no, you're not. That's not allowed. That's not okay. There will be no demons here. Again, I've seen that come up before. Here's the thing with demons. I don't think they're as plentiful or as abundant as a lot of people in the paranormal world would like to project. I think oftentimes I think that sometimes there are things that claim those things. I think that those are largely maybe exaggerations, because it's like trying to intimidate and trying to cause fear. And I don't think that that's an actual manifestation of that presence. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but I do believe that when you're in the presence of evil, and it has been my experience when I've been in the presence of evil, I've felt it through my entire body. Those presences are so different from anything else. And again, is this a legitimate response, or is it part of just an algorithm spitting something out? I don't know.
Cry.
I hope you're not crying. We don't want you to be sad. I'd like for you to be happy and at peace. What would make you cry? Can you help us to understand? What does true evil feel like, if you don't mind if I ask? For me, when I've felt it, it feels like you're standing outside of the sun, and it's like a blanket of sorrow, pain, anger, not affecting me directly, but it's like being in an aura of negativity, and I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not trying to say that I'm sensitive or anything. I'm not making any claims like that. What I'm saying is that I've felt true darkness, and it goes right into you. You can't mistake it, and take it for what you will. I don't know if there's a proper way to make that explanation to you, but that's been my experience. It's just like you just feel like, I don't know, like there's a blanket of something all around you. And that's what being in the presence, for me, that's how I perceive it personally. Now, I can't say that anyone else would perceive it the same way, but it's up to you to, I guess, to translate that as best you can. All I can do is just give you those symbolic explanations, because that's, I think, Liam. How you doing, Liam? That's a new name. I don't know if that makes sense. Despair. Yeah, Luna says despair. That's a good way, a good word as well. Seps. Okay, we already got that. Okay, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, that's incredible. I've never heard of a seps before. But despair, primal fear, good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this, because I don't ever want to act like I got this all sorted out. I really don't. But when I feel that, I have a real deep part of me feels extraordinarily offended by it. It's not like I feel, at least I haven't felt afraid. It doesn't mean that I couldn't. It just means that I haven't. But I actually feel, it says sit. I am sitting. I am sitting. Are you sitting? But I feel like it's offensive to me. And it actually kind of raises my ire, not in a negative way, but in a how dare you kind of way. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know. Like something's maybe not right with me, but it just feels like, how dare you, Now I still, if I was in an area where I felt that deep darkness, I wouldn't go provoking it. I would never provoke a confrontation ever, because you don't really know what you're dealing with. And I don't know what its capabilities are. So I think you always have to use caution, but that's, I can only speak to you from my own experiences. Again, I don't ever want to come off as an expert on this stuff because I don't believe in experts.
Stitch.
What did that say? Stitch. Okay. Again, that seems kind of random. We got Saw and Stitch on the computer. I don't know. I've had many of those in my life, many of those stitches, but yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. Which one's going to have more to say tonight? I am glad that the one went off behind us, though. That's really cool because it's been real quiet ever since I clapped the other night and nothing's happened. So my brother's name is Liam. He died 2 years ago. Interesting.
Theodore.
How about Theodore? Does that name ring a bell for anybody? Hello, Theodore. If anyone's here, please continue to make those balls flash. That'd be great. That will let us know, as well as these words that are coming out. Or appear on the ghost radar. If you can use your energy to make that program detect you, that would be great as well, as a corroboration, or to reinforce the idea that you are actually here. Or you see the device that's laying on the towel on the table next to me. If you get close to that, those lights should light up and let me know that you're here. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm very sorry to hear that as well, Tront. I don't know. That's a sad, sad thing. I hope you guys have come to a place of healing and peace over that. I don't know the circumstances of what happened, but my heart goes out to you and your family. That's certainly tragic. Chucky says, maybe it's a doctor as it's sawing and then stitching up. Again, I'll say that I literally am across the street from a hospital. When doctor and nurse have come up on this, that's been kind of surprising to me. Oh, thank you, Sugar Breeches. Or Britches. I appreciate it.
Holy.
Holly. It says Holly, but it's spelled holy. That's interesting. So holy, that's good. We welcome holy presences and divine presences for sure. And those holy presences, if you do see a demon around here, take care of that, will you? I would really appreciate that. So, yeah, I think that's interesting. But it said it like Holly, even though it's spelled holy, Holy. That's a good word. I like that one. I didn't like that demon one so much, but I like the holy one much better. None, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if any. I live across from a hospital-sized palliative care center. Okay. Yeah. And I imagine that, those buildings, of course, I believe are kind of a maelstrom of sorts for spiritual energy. But I think it also affects a region around those buildings. So activity in and around a hospital doesn't surprise me at all. Again, I've had no shortage of things that have happened in this home through the years and years that I've lived here. It's been interesting. Can you ask Liam if he knew Gabe? Because Gabe was the name of my brother's best friend. Liam, if you're still there, here's another name.
Agatha.
Hello, Agatha. Thank you for coming through. Liam, do you know Gabe? Right? Is it Gabe? Gabe. Yeah, Gabe was the name of my brother's best friend. Do you know Gabe, Liam? If so, could you say yes? Or make one of the balls flash for us so we know? Oh, this is interesting.
Painted neck.
Painted neck. I have no idea what that could mean. What would painted neck mean? Anybody have any thoughts? I'm kind of at a loss for that one. Tattoo. Good point. Yeah, tattoo. Thank you. I don't have any tattoos, as a matter of fact. I got a lot of scars, but not tattoos. So, I don't have a painted neck. Pain in the neck. Yeah, that really could be. And that's what I was thinking at first is like, is that something to do with the neck? Or was there an injury to the neck? But But tattoo makes more sense to me. I think you guys are right. Yeah, that's interesting. We've heard that one before. Which one? Did we? I don't think we've heard painted neck before, have we? Sorry, it's just how my memory works. Ask Liam if he knows Fiona. Liam, do you know Fiona? Just looking for any kind of information from you, or any of you, I guess, that would help us understand who is here. We appreciate the names. That helps.
Out.
Out. Out of what? One word doesn't help a lot. Out of what? Painted neck out. Agatha, holy. Theodore, sit. Liam, cry. A demon here, which is my least favorite thing to come up tonight. Peter and Seps. Jeez.
Someone's coming.
Really? Can you tell me who's coming? Who is someone? Can you tell me? Can you give me an indication of who is coming? I would appreciate that. Someone is coming. Well, it said someone's coming, but yeah. My brother was out of state when he died. Aw. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's extraordinarily tragic. I'm just trying to read the chat as well, see if you guys have any more questions. Yeah, I hope not, Ruthie. I've taken great pains into cleansing this place and keeping it as pure as I can. So hopefully nothing, dark and horrible. Weird just got walked. What the hell is that? Mom, you better refresh your feed. Mom sent me a message, said, "Why are you doing the news again?" I think she must have hit something and got backed up. Mom. I'm not doing the news again. So, I surrounded you with double protection. Well, thank you. Yeah, your guys' protection is always welcome too.
He died.
He died. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me who he is? Does he have a name? Happens to me all the time, Portal Mom. Yeah, I don't know if her chat would be current, but her video got behind. Could somebody text or just write in the chat, Portal Mom, can you refresh or make sure? Because I think she got backed up. And maybe if she refreshes, that won't even do it. But she'd have to drag it up to the most current timeline point. I think she might have gone backwards by accident. I've been kicked out a couple times tonight, but I think it's my phone and area. Yeah, I hope so, James. Hope.
Phantasma.
Phantasma. Isn't that an old name for a spirit? Or a type of spirit? Somebody look up the name Phantasma for me. It's an old reference, but I can't remember exactly what it means. A neck in geography is a long, thin peninsula. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. See, you guys bring so much to the table. So much things that I would never know. I wish I could drag you all on investigations, too. You could help me interpret some of this stuff. At least bring in new ideas to it. Because, I mean, I don't think I'm a stupid person, but I don't think I'm also the most brilliant person either. So that kind of stuff I think is important. So who is it that died? Can someone answer me? Or could you make the balls flash again? Or could you make the K2 meter go up? And that is the name of the device resting on the towel. If you get close to it, it should light up. Especially the end with the light on it. Sorry for the question. I'm just trying to piece these words together because I want to believe this is my brother. No, don't worry. I mean, I appreciate it. It may be. And that may be the other night, a week or so ago. Well, I think it was Brenda Joe was on here, and everything that was coming through happened to really relate to her sister that passed. And she called in and we went over it because to me it seemed really random, but she was able to piece a lot of it together. Now, it's possible that, and I don't know that it is or isn't, so I'm not trying to give you false hope here, but I'm just addressing possibility. Harry, it's possible that your brother came through to let you know that he's here or he's with you. I mean, it might be his way of just saying hello, just a quick hello. So who knows, whether or not he's able to communicate a bunch or not, or maybe he does communicate with you all the time.
Nocturnus.
Nocturnus. There's some really weird words coming through tonight. Did anybody look up phantasma? No? There it comes. Phantasma, ghost, noun. Spook, a ghost, a spirit, usually of a dead person. Phantom or a ghost. Okay. A vampire. Ooh. Sounds very vampiric. It does. Nocturnus. Anybody look up Nocturnus for me, please? Latin, probably. Yeah, I would say. It does sound kind of Latinish. I don't speak Latinish. Wasn't that video that was online? I don't speak Englandish. Matthew, in school they said I'm as smart as the average bear, so I have really embarrassed having an average life. Well, you're learned. Matthew learned. So we're all learning. Is there anyone else that can come talk to us or flash the lights? Not the lights above me, but the lights on the little balls. Is anyone can flash the little balls on the table next to me on my right, or the ones behind me if you choose. It's up to you. But that would really help to establish the fact that you're here. Let's see. Hospital-based physician, nocturnist. Oh. So it must be a night doctor, huh? Huh. Yes, nocturne is night active. Okay.
Ealdor.
What's this word? Ealdor. Ealdor. I have no idea what the hell's coming through here. It's very strange. I don't know. It sounds like we got something really old coming through. Ealdor. It sounds elvish, doesn't it? Like from Lord of the Rings. Let's go consult Ealdor. I don't know. Quick, Frodo, grab the ring. I don't know. Ealdor. I feel less freaked out with it happening. With what's happening? I don't know. I don't know these words. This is a whole... Oh, here's the word I know.
Lake.
Lake. I know that one, guys. No need to look that one up. I got that. I got lake. Grew up next to one. I'm good. Yes, there is a big lake right next to us here. Is that where you've come from to talk to us? Did you come from the lake? Did something happen to you in the lake?
Left.
Left. That way. This is my left. Looks like you're right, but it's my left. Lake left. Actually, the lake is to the right from me, but I'm not sure that those two words belong together. Ealdor. What the hell? Ealdor means elder tree in Old English. Wow. So I'll tell you something that's kind of cool. This is my name, Brent, is apparently Old English. That means from the steep hill. So, the Old English thing. I think that's what it means. Either that or from the hill ledge, but one of the two. I think that's interesting. Cleared my throat. Sorry about that. Getting a little froggy. What does that say? Beeldor or elf? Beeldor? Yeah, this was Ealdor. Ealdor. Could be Chucky. Oh, I thought you meant Chucky the good guy doll. I didn't realize. Yeah, Chucky. Do you think this is spellcraft related? Oh, okay. Well, maybe. A lot of Hollywood uses Latin and stuff for spells, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there are probably spells or rotes that were done in Latin, but there was a lot of other speech that was used. Welsh is considered the language of magic, in at least the Celts considered it that, largely their language. Here we come.
Abigail.
Abigail, or at least some of the Celts. I can't say all of them, but some of the Druidic practices that are used in more modern times utilize Welsh sayings and stuff like Igirwyn Urbani Bid is just Welsh for apparently the truth against the world. So, but yeah, I don't know. Abigail. I don't know. What should we ask? Anybody got any question? My phone screws up half of what I type. Yeah, that was happening last night, D. I'm not sure what's going on. It's just some strange stuff. Marlin, Lady of the Lake, not Lady of the Wake. Lady of the Lake, hint to Arthur. Ah. Yeah, the Lady of the Lake was, a lot of the Arthurian legends depict the Lady of the Lake as being this spiritual presence that lived in the water. But Lady of the Lake was apparently the title of some of the I don't know, for lack of a better term, witches. She was like a headmistress.
Runa.
There's another weird name, Ruina, Ruina. But the Lady of the Lake was allegedly a person. That was a title, a very esteemed title in Old Britain, is one of the versions that I've heard of that. So, I mean, do I know? No. I'm just giving you what season were you born in? I was born in May 1st. My birthday was just not long ago. Cry. Well, I hope you're not sad. We don't want you to be sad. We would like you to be happy and peaceful and not sad. Can you ask what is your real name? Mr. Elijah.
Cancer.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I think if crying was the result of cancer, then that's not good. I'm so sorry if that was your experience. That's apparently a pretty terrible way to go. I got the minion you're not supposed to be watching. Go play video games. Oh, child. Oh.
Let's play a game.
Oh, let's play a game. How about the game we play is that if you're really in this room, you make one of these balls flash, either one of the two behind me on the little rise right there, or the two on the table. Can you make those flash? That would show me that you're here. And it can be a game. Can you do that? Or, well, try to do that, please. If you can do that, please do that. Cancer is also a summer sign in June. Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about that zodiac-wise. That's a good point. See, it's wonderful you guys are here. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Eliza. I appreciate that. As you get older, it's just another tick on the clock.
I didn't want to die.
Oh, dear God. I'm so sorry. I wish I wish that you were at peace and didn't feel despair. I'm so sorry that that was your experience, but I hope you can release that and find your way home. That's kind of painful. Ugh. I don't blame you though.
It's me.
Okay, you. What is your name, me? Can you tell me a name so that I know what to call you? I've gotten a lot of names tonight, so I don't know who I'm talking to. Can you clear this up a little bit? Can you give me your name? Brent just changed the mood. Yeah, I know, right? What is an awkward way to...
Choking.
Oh, it says choking. Oh. Yeah, that's... So, are you suggesting that you passed because you were choking? Is that what I'm to glean from this? I apologize. I don't mean to belabor this for you, but I just want to understand. Can you tell me, are you from this area that I'm in, or are you from somewhere else? Can you tell me, where are you from? Where did you live? Yeah, that was. I don't mean to laugh because, of course, none of this is humorous. But I'm just thinking of that remark, like, "Hey, way to kill the mood." It's like, yeah, but I kind of consider the fact that it's possible that we're talking to people that, for whatever reason, they could be stuck, and it might be because the phrase "I didn't want to die." And they're so attached to the life that they once had that they can't move on. And so...
Victim.
It's kind of gotten dark, hasn't it? Well, you're free now. You're not a victim any longer. You have the ability to release this pain and this anguish. And you have the ability to find the light now. You don't need to persist in this state any longer. Even if you were a victim, you don't need to continue in that sorrow and that sadness. You can find the light. Did you work the land? Were you a person that worked the land? What job did you do in your life? Can you tell us? Yeah, imagine that. We were just talking about that, weren't we, Birdie? The fact that they just exonerated all those witches from 370 years ago.
There's a group of us.
There's a group of us. Just mentioning that group. That's interesting. That's a great point, Birdie Coot. I hadn't considered that. All of these strange words, they seem out of time, don't they? They seem to be a much older language than our current language. What if, when we talked about that, and I'm just throwing ideas at this because I don't pretend to know. What if?
Exanimer.
Exanimare. Exanimare. I don't know. I don't know what that means. That's a word I'm not familiar with. Can someone check it, please? I'd be very curious.
Sopper.
Sopor. Sopor. There's more words coming. But these are all words that I'm not familiar with. Examine, Exanimare. Exanimare. Excuse me, a lot of pollen in the air. Oh, I don't want to say. I was gonna say it's killing me, but no, I don't want to say that. It's just making me really allergy. So I apologize. Hey, welcome to the Bad Timing Awards. Jeez. I'm an idiot. Hey, Brand, hope that's angels coming through. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel anything dark or negative or scary or freaky, but
Are we friends?
we certainly can be. If you're wonderful and good and light and caring and loving and not dark or horrible, we can definitely be friends. But if you're dark and horrible and have malintent for myself or anyone, then you must leave. You are not welcome to be here. What did I see?
Record.
This is being recorded. That's a new word. Record. Okay. This is being recorded. It seems to me weigh, consider, examine. Okay. Now that would also tie back possibly to those old witch trials. That's an interesting take. It's a witch. We may find peace. May you find peace, my sister.
Do I scare you?
No, you don't scare me. Do you mean to scare me? I'm okay. I just want you to be okay. My purpose for doing this is to make contact to try to understand and maybe help you. I don't want you to be in a state of pain or confusion or sadness or grief. I want you to find your light and your peace and live well. Is the word soper a name? I don't know. That's what I don't understand. Soper, abnormal, deep sleep. See, these are all words I've never heard. And I feel like I have a kind of a robust vocabulary. I mean, granted, sometimes Don has to explain words to me, but I feel like I've got a good grasp on English, but whatever these words are way older.
I'm only 8.
You're only 8. Okay. What is your name? Do you have a name that I can call you? It must mean examiner. That was a person involved with witch trials. Yeah, that's interesting. But it's spelled Exanimare. And then Sopor. And the other one's Rowena, Abigail. I mean, I don't know the names of the witches that were exonerated, but wouldn't that be something if they were somehow reaching out? And I hope that if those spirits are in torment and turmoil due to the unfair ending of their lives, I hope they know that while your death can't be erased, you have been found innocent, and your judgment at the hands of human beings has been lifted. And we hope that you find peace. So who's only 8, and do you have a name? And can you flash some of these balls around here, please? Or appear on the ghost radar by using your energy or fluctuating your energy in such a way as to make it notify us that you're right here. Very strange words, huh? Arrest, yeah. That could mean apprehended, or it could mean stopped. It could mean anything. I don't know. Yes. One definition added a comma, but it sounded like maybe they're stuck in limbo. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Oh, nice.
I'm a protector.
Wonderful. Well, being a protector is a wonderful thing. And I hope that you're a good protector. I got to be careful because I really don't chuckle like this when I'm investigating, but I am doing a show, and of course, I'm in show mode. I'm not deep in investigation mode here mentally. I'm trying to be, but I'm a little perplexed because it doesn't sound like we have one conversation going on here. It sounds like we may have a few conversations going on here, and I'm trying to discern what it is I'm reading and what that could mean and who could be saying it. Again, I'm putting faith in that this is actually legitimate and working. Can I prove it is? No, I can't. It could just be an algorithm spitting out things for all I know. But I'm hoping that the ball did flash back there at least once, so that's something. This hasn't happened for a while behind me since I clapped the other night, not knowing that clapping can allegedly clear spirits. I didn't know that. I'd never heard that before, but I was reached out by a couple people who let me know that clapping can indeed be used to clear spirits.
I know I am dead.
Oh, well, you're not dead. Your body might have stopped, but you're alive. And I know what you mean, though. Yes, I think that some spirits don't know, and they're severely confused. But I guess I'm glad that you know, but I hope you're also at peace. I hope that you've moved on. I think that's one of the things that probably actually hurts my heart the most is the idea that some people are stuck and they can't figure out what's going on, and they're in a state. I mean, they may know they're dead, but they don't know what to do. Like, for some reason, the path was not clear to them. And it could be because of unfinished business. It could be because of unresolved emotions, any number of things. But it just makes me so legitimately sad to think that some people exist in a state of pain. I couldn't wish that on anyone. I mean, God knows I've met people that I didn't like very much, but I still wouldn't wish it upon them, that they would subsist in a state of agony or frustration or pain. Anna. Hi, Anna. How are you tonight? Thank you for coming through. Are you the one who claimed you were only 8? We'll have to wait and see. Has anyone else seen the balls flashing that I've missed? Have they flashed any more, or was it just that one time? Please let me know if you can. I guess the question is, is it a group trying to communicate, or individuals in separate locations speaking independently of others in their own spiritual place? Yeah, that's the big question. Death is only the beginning. I agree. Very well said, Sue. I haven't seen it but once. Okay, thank you, B. More. Me too. That's the only time I noticed it. So if there is any spirits here that are trying to communicate with us, we really appreciate that. But could you also make one of the balls flash now? I know you're not here to entertain.
Military.
Military. Were you in the military? Is that what you're saying? Or what does military mean? But please make one of the balls flash so that we can see that there is actively a presence here. So far, I mean, it can only go down. It doesn't go down real far. It just gives me this little bit of text that it said. It's actually spit out quite a bit of stuff tonight. We've got military, Anna. I know I'm dead. I'm a protector. Arrest. I'm only 8. Do I scare you?
Dishonor.
Oh, dear. So military and dishonor. That does actually correlate. That kind of goes hand in hand. Are you saying that were you dishonorably discharged? Is that what you mean? Huh. I mean, if it spits out words that kind of fit together, that's compelling to me because it shows a continuity of messaging. Some of the other stuff just seems like some of the stuff seemed to go together. Some of it seems random. Now that's 2 in a row that's happened earlier with all the weird names and words that I didn't even know, but it seems as if we're speaking with someone else now. If you're here, person in the military who also said dishonor, could you flash one of the balls for us, please, so that we know? There's these balls right back here on this little ball's resting right there, or there's 2 over on the table over there where I'm pointing. If you could make some of those flash, one of those, all of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever you want, that would be great to help us to see that you're here. For that to be largely relevant, you would have to make it flash pretty close to when I ask for it. Now, if you're not paying attention to me, then make it flash whenever you want. I hope you're paying attention to me, though. Huh. Now it's kind of gone quiet. But I will say an interesting...
He scares people.
Oh, who does? Who scares people? Can you tell me who he is? I would appreciate any insights you could offer. I actually had kind of an experience last night. I didn't know if I was going to talk about it or not, but given the fact that we're actively talking about spiritual stuff, I had an experience when I was laying down. I was actually, after the show, I laid down on my couch because I was very tired, and I was laying there and I nodded off. However, I was woken by a growling noise. I only have 2 cats. I don't have a dog. But it was like that.
Benedict.
Benedict. Okay. Is that like a Benedict Arnold or what? But it didn't scare me. I actually just said, knock it off. And then I did actually fall asleep again. I'm not messing with anyone. Jeez.
Don't mess with me.
I'm not messing with you. I'm sorry if I sounded disrespectful when you said Benedict. I don't think that your name is Benedict Arnold. I don't think that that's who I'm talking to. But that is the only Benedict name that comes to me that I do know. So you have to understand, I'm just trying to associate names with things that I know. That makes sense. Is your name Benedict, who is in the army, military, or whatever? Were you dishonorably discharged? Oh, here's another weird word.
Tantus.
I don't even... Tantus. Anyone? We're back to the weird words now. I don't know what tantus means. But given that the the growling happened, and no, it didn't make me afraid. It didn't at all. Again, that's not me bragging. It's just my weird reaction to this stuff. But it did irritate me, and I just said, knock it off. And then I rolled over and went to sleep when I woke up later, and then I went to bed. But, after that, there was nothing. I think it's possible there was something trying to create fear, because here's the thing in investigating, and I'm, again, there might be something really wrong with me, and I'm not really being tongue in cheek when I say that. I just don't feel afraid, so far. But I think fear is a tool, because if something negative can inspire fear, it creates a surrender of sorts from the person that it's trying to make afraid. Being shocked or being surprised is one thing, and everybody gets surprised or shocked or whatever.
Odysseus.
Odysseus. Again, these really, really, really old words. Oh, I didn't even look. Did it? Tetanus is a tetanus C, high or so great. Okay. Maybe Pope Benedict. Okay. I don't know. That's interesting. I've said, you're welcome to stay, but you will not do any harm to any living thing. Yeah, I've used similar words continuously in my home. Odysseus. Odiosus. I mean, that sounds like ancient Greek. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're pulling up, but this is very interesting. Yeah, R.J. Windwalker. No, that's Greek. Yes, exactly. No, it's Doctor Strange. Indeed, it is a tool. Yeah, so I think if they can inspire fear, it's almost like a surrender, and that's a weakening of your aura. You have an aura. Free. Well, free is good. I hope that you live free and well and in love and kindness and caring. I don't want you to be unfree. So I think it's important, again, to not surrender to fear, because fear is a surrender. It's a weakening. It's a making yourself subordinate to something by believing that its will and its actions are more powerful than you. And I think it has everything to do with your state of mind. And I'm not saying that that's an easy place to get to. I don't know how the hell I got there, to be honest with you. It's just, I don't know. Again, I'm not meaning to challenge the universe, because I think if you challenge the universe will answer. Something in the universe will answer, and that's not my intent. I like to live peacefully and happily and with as much joy and wonderful days in my existence. I don't encourage conflict in any way. I'm not, challenging anything. I would never challenge anything. One, because I don't know what anything you could meet or experience on a.
I don't mind speaking.
Well, good. I'm glad. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. But I don't know what I'm dealing with. It could be something incredibly strong. It could be something just pretending to be strong. I don't know. But it's also, I think, just more important to be respectful. And that's why I like the show Ghost Hunters a lot back in the day. And things like Kindred Spirits, I think, do a really good job as well. I think that they don't do the scare, run, or let's get out of here, that kind of stuff. I don't think that's good. If you are moved to such a state of fear that you lose control of your ability to stay someplace, then you probably shouldn't be out there doing it, because you're walking a lot of these shows walk into these places knowing that they're active places. And I'm not saying that all of them are legit, or even many of them are, but I believe some of them are. And so you're walking into all these places knowing that there's known activity and stuff. You ask for activity, then it happens, and you yell and run out. Or you're like, oh, coffin. Oh, yeah, that's a unfortunate reality for passing away. Coffin. Did anybody find out Odysseus? I'm sorry, I didn't look. That's Odysseus. Yeah, Odysseus is one. But this is spelled Odysseus. Yeah, and I don't know if anything comes up if somebody's looking for this stuff. Oh, I get it. Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, that's where the Doctor Strange thing came from. I'm a little slow out of the gate. Sorry. Homer's Odyssey. What? Yeah, I know. The Iliad and the Odyssey. Wasn't that? Yeah, that was Homer. Yeah. Odysseus is a counselor. Very wild. Okay. No, it's like how Ruthie spelled it. Odiosus. Odysseus. So you're a counselor. Is there a spiritual counselor with us here? An Odysseus? Yeah, I'm learning a ton tonight. This is crazy. It means disagreeable. Oh, don't be disagreeable. Odysseus. Oh, no, not odious. Not odious. Odysseus. Odiosus. Sorry. Odio, like audio. Oh, here's another weird one.
Lemures.
Lemures. Lemures. This is crazy tonight. I'm telling you. I've never heard a bunch of these words. Lemures. Light? Lemures? Huh. Light. Well, that's a good thing. Here's another one.
Mixtura.
Mixtura. Is this, I mean, are all these from a similar language or what is this, guys? I'm really, I would Google it myself, but I've got things open everywhere dealing with the show and I don't, and I'm holding the phone here.
Monk.
Monk. Mixtura, Mixtura. It does, I mean, it kind of sounds like it. My phone is kind of haunted. I call it auto screw up. Describing word of an unpleasant, a describing word of a unpleasant person. Is that odious or is Odysseus? Odysseus. It's all on Google. I know. Yeah, absolutely. They really do sound ancient. They do. And that's what's really got me wondering what's going on here. Restkes. I don't know what that is. It's some ancient souls talking. It seems like it. It's Latin. Wow. E pluribus unum. Carpe diem.
Gabriel.
Gabriel. The archangel? That would be wonderful. Are we in the presence of an archangel or is just somebody's name Gabriel? I'm thinking the archangel would be great, but... Huh. I don't know. Yep, they have been passed a long time. Yeah. We need a glossary after the show in the show notes. That's why I'm relying on you guys. You guys are the glossary at this point. Yeah, please look this up. Please help me. I don't know what's going on. Very strange. So Gabriel,
Emperor.
Emperor. Are you serious? I mean, it's not an uncommon word in our literatures and stuff, but in common usage, when's the last time you heard emperor? These are very, very old. I mean, it's just very strange. Odysseus sounds Greek. Tantus. Mixtura. Lemures. I mean, I don't know. By reading these, am I conjuring something? What the hell's going on? It's very wild, huh? Hierarchy of angels? Yeah, I mean, could be. Of course, there's Gabriel, Michael, Uriel. Then there's Metatron and Sandalphon, and who are the highest order of angels, just under God. Sandalphon was at least apocryphally, related to the prophet Elijah. Here's another weird word.
Hymns.
Hymns, Hyems. I almost don't want to quit because I just want to see where this is going. I don't even know what time it is. We got like 3 minutes left of the network show, but I'm thinking we might do some overtime here. I'm just really curious where this is off to. Where are we heading? I've never seen this spit out words like this, and I've been only using it for several weeks now, but still, I've never even seen it used on other shows, spitting out words like this. Very strange. Japanese emperor was the last in World War II. Yeah, Odysseus. Odysseus means hateful. Oh,
We can see you all.
you can see us all. Okay, well, I wish I could see you all as well, but I'm looking. Can you move one of those little balls or touch them so that they light up, so that we know that you're here? That would be good. Lemures were the shades or spirits of the restless, malignant dead in Roman religion. We're kind of going off the deep end here tonight, folks. That's very strange. Huh. I don't know. Very, very, very unusual. I mean, I'm sitting in the north tip of Idaho as I'm talking to you. This is not a region related to the ancient world in any way. I mean, maybe there was an ancient world here in the Americas that predates our known histories, but it's still baffling. I guess when we had that experience where Brenda Joe called in and was able to corroborate so many of the messages as having absolute legitimacy with her family, her sister and her dad and her grandfather.
Can you feel us?
Yeah, I feel a bit of energy, but nothing terrible. I don't know. It's very strange. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but when that happened, when I was talking about Brenda Joe, what I found interesting was, I was kind of really blown away by that because I was talking with Deb about this. I was like, I was always under the impression that these things work very locally to where you are. And maybe it's different because of how I'm using it and in what context, but usually it's like you are allegedly communicating with things in your region. But, when all of that was occurring and she was able to say, yeah, this makes sense, and this is why, it was like, wow, it was like avoid. It was like we were doing a reading or something. It was incredible. And now these words coming through, which have nothing regionally related in any way. These are old words. So, interesting. Did Skype die? No. But it looks like the network did.
Yours.
To those of you, yours. To those of you on the network, thank you so much for joining us. Just remember, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. We're going to go into overtime a little bit here on YouTube. So we wish you well. Be another live show Wednesday. Good night to those of you on TFR Live, iHeart, TuneIn, or TalkStream Live.
It's becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern.
There we go. All right, I've disconnected the network. So it says, yours avoid. Can you feel us? We can see you all. Hyams, Emperor, Gabriel, Monk, Mixtura, Lemurus, Coffin, I don't mind speaking, Free, Odysseus, and Tantus. Very, very weird. So,
C.
C. See. I know that word. I got that one, guys. What do you see? Can we see you make one of those balls light up? Would you be willing to do
Malleus.
that? Malleus. Malleus. Okay, Google Squad. Let me know what that means, because I'm confused. It's very weird, folks. This is a very different night. No, granted, you can't ever expect to do multiple investigations and have the same experiences. Generally speaking, you're going to have new experiences. Just like if you go to an amusement park a few times, you're going to have different experiences. Who can say that the spirit's world is static in connection to our world? It could be in constant rotation, like an enormous sphere around our world. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's more possible that that there really isn't space in the spirit world. That maybe there's just interconnectedness. And so our concept of space is very, very much linked to our physical existence. However, in our energetic state, you are part of the fabric of all things, whether they know it or not. And I think a lot of these, spirits that are stuck don't know that, but they're still interconnected in it. And maybe that's kind of the difference between transitioning into that great fabric of the universe, or God, or whatever. You're watching. Okay. Well, what are you watching for? Is there something you're watching? Someone you're watching? But if you could watch one of those balls light up, I'd appreciate it. But I don't know that our understanding of space and time is relevant past our very physical existences. I think that perhaps it's just a continuum of sorts, I guess. It'd maybe be the best way to state it. I don't know. But great thoughts. I mean, maybe if there was a rotation of a spirit world, maybe I'm like intersyncing with ancient Europe now or something. I don't know. It's very strange. But it seems to be like a doorway of sorts, in a sense. But with any doorway, again, I would like to reiterate, I don't encourage anybody watching this to do this in their home. After I get done here, me and Mr. Palo Santo are going to do a walk through the house and do some cleansing. So, because I've got a whole array of things coming through now, and it's like, well, and I don't think it's all dark, or maybe even any of it's dark. I don't know, but what I do know is that when you knock on a door, you got to be able to close it. Many. Okay. Many what? Can you be more specific, please? Can you please make the lights flash on those balls again? That would be a great thing to do. So, again, do I know that? No. I don't know anything for sure. I don't have any of the answers for sure. I've got answers for me, but not for thee. I'm just going into old speak here because it's kind of inspired me to be more poetic, but
Divinus.
I imagine that has to do with the divine. Divinus. Again, we're back into the Latin, I think. That's very strange. And I mean, Latin is largely a dead language, but it wasn't. I mean, it was the most common tongue in the old world. That was the way, the kind of the universal language of communication was Latin. So it's kind of largely like English today. English is a very common language the world over because it's the language of business. So perhaps Latin was the old language of business that people communicated with. So very interesting. Divinus. Anyone? Divinus. Ruthie. Or anyone who happens to be doing it. Time for the guest spirits to go now. Divine or heavenly? Well, that's a good word. Divinus is a wonderful word. Yeah, I figured it had to do with divine. So perfectly cool. Cool hand. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Maggie. It's Latin. Again, I didn't even know this thing would spit out Latin.
I'm a friend.
Well, thank you, friend. We appreciate you being here and for communicating with us. We hope you're a divine friend. We all need those. So I think it probably is a good place to, I really do. My curiosity wants me to keep going, but at this point, I don't know. I'm doing this on the shows mostly to demonstrate a different aspect of the paranormal than just talking about it. That this is a way of kind of looking into the unknown. Now, we're relying on these tools. Are these the best manner? Maybe not, but they are accessible. They're, available. And I think it's important always to be careful. Who knows how far the rabbit hole could go? And I don't pretend to know, but I just know that, we can't do this all night. But I will say I'm really kind of blown away tonight because I've never seen this spit out anything but English, normal English words before. And tonight has been 20 or so words that I've never heard of before that turn out to be old languages. And it's perplexing. Obviously, I assume they're part of the database of this program, but I'm also surprised that they came up.
Infernus.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll be done now. I don't think Infernus is probably a good thing. It doesn't sound good. So this is probably where we'll close. Last opportunity for anything to either make a ball flash or to come through and say something or trigger the spirit radar on the screen. I'll go from a count of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm now closing this. So here's the bottom line. I probably won't be doing a lot more of this on the shows, for any number of reasons. But for one, it's certainly not probably the best scenario for doing it. I'm stuck in a chair in a camera. I can't move around. I can't, test these things actively. And I certainly don't want to open any doors for anybody, including myself, and including all of you. I will be, of course, be cleansing, and I do every night. But just judging by the weird words that came through tonight, I don't think it necessarily denotes evil or darkness. I just think it's tapping into something else now, and that's got me a little more concerned because I think a witch got burned in the furnace. Yeah, maybe that's possibly could be still talking with some of the spirits of those witch trials. I don't know. Again, it's all speculative, but I just want you to know I love you guys, and I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll revisit some more Paranormal Portal. Don should be here, and we'll see what we can dig up then. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm rolling the dice doing these things on the show, but it's never my intention to make anything feel uncomfortable or weird. Even I was feeling a little differently about it tonight, just because so many strange words were coming through, and the consistency of those strange words is what's most alarming to me. Not in a negative way, but at least in a way that, like, well, maybe maybe I'm starting to open up something here that I really don't want to open up in my house. So that's what's going to lead to me to do some cleansing after I get done with the show. Some frankincense and Palo Santo is on the menu. So is it because I'm convinced something, worse is coming? No. But again, anytime you do this stuff, I think you're opening a door. You're opening a communication, a portal of sorts, and you have to close it. And it's not just as simple as saying, okay, I'm done, bye. You have to close it. And it has to be done through prayer, through whatever resonates with you is how it has to be done. And I'll be doing it for me and by proxy for all of you. So anyway, just want you to know I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day and remember to laugh as much as you can. If you tune into the Portal podcast, new episode will be coming on Monday. And it's a continuation of a discussion with my cousin Paul, who was my guest on a Haunting in Michigan episode that was from earlier this season. He came back on and shared more stories that had to do with different time periods outside of the intensely active log haunting when he built a log home on land in Michigan. And these other stories are fascinating and powerful in their own regard, but the log one is still some of the most intense hauntings I've ever even heard of. And he lived through them. So anyway, that'll be coming out on Sunday night at about midnight. Monday, you can catch it. So I hope you guys will tune in and check it out. But love you guys. Have a great night and have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the weather. Get out. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your loved ones. And I'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully. So until then, good night, everybody. Take care. And I'm going to roll the credits.